The issue about democracy and winner takes all, we've been talking about it for a long time. And currently there's a constitution review committee going on here in Ghana. 2 or 3, 4 years ago, President Akufo-Addo, the former president, had initiated a move in parliament to get us to elect district assemblies on party political lines. Initially, it was approved by parliament, and then later on there was some discussions within the context of the NDC, and then they decided that they don't want the elections to occur. There were some members of civil society who believe that there's too much politicking in Ghana already, and so if you are going to elect district chief executives, MMDCs, on the basis of party lines, NDC, MPP. So just so that you simplify it, wherever you live in Ghana watching me today, you are living under a district assembly. And so you have a district chief executive. Now, that district chief executive, who is supposed to look after the district, he represents the president there. That's why he's the chief executive. He has a parliament there. That's the assembly. What you call the assemblyman. They have an assembly. That's parliament. Parliament's an assembly. Inside that assembly, it's included the presiding member, who is like the speaker of parliament in that small assembly inside your district. I live in Teshi, so I am under the district of Lejokuku. I'm under the district of Lekma, Lejokuku and Krowo Municipal Assembly. That's Teshi and Nungwa put together. If you live in Osu, you are under the Osu Assembly. If you live in Labadi, you are under Ladma. If you live in Accra, you are under the Accra Metropolitan Authority. So each of them has a chief executive appointed by the president of Ghana. And then they have assemblymen that we vote for. We don't vote on partisan lines. We always say we are voting them without partisan lines. And then there's a presiding member selected by the assembly people, who is the presiding member, like the speaker. So they make decisions in the assembly. That's what they do. The suggestion from President Akufo-Addo, which we supported, was that let us turn this into politics. And people said, no, there's too much politics. Now, what is the advantages of turning this into politics? So you go to elect a DCE on the basis of whether he's MPP or he's NDC. You decide. You vote NDC, DCE. That way, the first thing we do is that the winner takes all in our politics is taken away. Because MPP will always win the KMA in Kumasi. NDC will always win the whole Volta region, Keta South, Denu, Adom-Otchere. All of those places, NDC will win. So even if NDC is in opposition, they will have some districts that they control. Even if MPP is in opposition like today, they will have some districts that they control. Now, they're going to apply those districts to show us whether they are ready for power or not. So if you see the way Kumasi is being organized, and then you can tell that MPP is doing well, into the local situation for the benefit of you and I, the person who is at your district was elected by you. So if the water is not flowing, he's the one to hold accountable. He has so much power, he can take taxes from us in the district. So you can have people in Teshi paying more for taxi than people in East Legon. Or people in East Legon paying more for taxi than people in Teshi, depending on how the municipal assembly wants to organize the place. This municipal assembly, whatever they do, whether it's right or wrong, there's a ballot box that they are going to face every 4 years. And we are going to elect them on partisan lines. Because they are partisan, their headquarters is looking at them. And if they are failing in East Legon, then their headquarters will be shouting at them that, look, you are failing in East Legon and NDC is going to have a bad name, or you are failing in East Legon, MPP is going to have a bad name. And they're going to put him on the straight and narrow. It's going to be a serious business. The way they take politics serious, that's how they will take the decentralization serious. Until we have a proper decentralized situation, as a country, we are not going anywhere. Nigeria, next door, has gone far ahead with decentralization. They vote their mayors on political party grounds. England, they vote their mayors on political party grounds. So the prime minister is sitting in his Downing Street. The mayor of London can be another party, a completely different party. In fact, I think that was the case recently. The prime minister was Conservative. The mayor of London was Labour. And that is how they work. And they take it so serious. And the decentralization works. Today, if water is not flowing in every village in Ghana, we all blame the president of Ghana, who is sitting at Jubilee House. How does the president of Ghana sitting at Jubilee House deal with the water situation in the Gumpurugu Yoyo? But when the water doesn't, they blame the president. Who is the president going to call? He's going to call the district assembly person to fix the water. That district assembly person is appointed by the president in Accra. That is the big error of our constitution, where decentralization is failing. And so when the suggestion came that let's elect them on partisan lines, it was very, very good. Somehow, it didn't see the light of day. I'd like to show you this video from South Africa, where the White Party, the DA, have now done very well in the last election. And as a result of doing very well, they are in alliance with the African National Congress to rule, because the African National Congress failed to get 50% of the required votes that they needed, 50% plus one. And so they didn't secure the ultimate majority to control the legislature. Therefore, they had to come into an alliance with the DA, which is a white party. Yeah. Now, the reason why the DA, which is a white party, has done well is because their district assemblies that the DA controls in Cape Town has been doing absolutely well. And so the people of South Africa have looked at it and thought that, look, that's what is happening in Cape Town where the DA controls. Let us also vote for the DA here and perhaps we'll get what it is in Cape Town. This is Cyril Ramaphosa, President of South Africa, member of the African National Congress, admitting that the DA came in strong because of what they were doing in Cape Town. Have a look.
If you had any doubts about the DA's ability, you only need to look at the Auditor General's report. But if you don't want to read the Auditor General's report, go and have a look at Ratings Africa. But if you're too busy to look at Ratings Africa, just listen to the president.
Those municipalities that do best are not ANC-controlled municipalities. And I can name it here because there's nothing wrong with competition. They are often DA-controlled municipalities. We need to ask ourselves, what is it that they are doing that is better than what we are doing? And there's nothing wrong with us saying we want to go and see what Cape Town is doing. We want to go and see what Stellenbosch is doing. How do they craft everything? We need to be moving up the ladder of being good at what we do.
You see how the DA were boasting about what they've done? It is important, young people, that Ghana should think about this. Let's elect our DCEs. Let's elect them on partisan lines so that we can test. First of all, it will break the monopoly of winner takes all, and it can show us the prospects. And for young people, they can get into politics in a more effective way. These days, they come from nooks and they get to politics. They have to be hanging around some MP. No. They can now go to the municipality, fight election as district assembly person. The person who wins the election wants to win again. So if you have young people there, he will recruit you in there. Assembly is no longer going to be something that we don't take care of. Assembly is going to be something that we take very seriously. Political parties are going to be very serious about the decentralization. That's why Nigeria is ahead of Ghana. That's the reason why in its constitutional development, Nigeria is ahead of Ghana, because they are very strong localized governments. Local government systems work better in Nigeria. It will only work when you make it partisan, because that is where the center of control is, and that is where the center of opposition is. It's partisan. So if you don't make it partisan and these assemblies are hanging in there, they are one leg is MPP, one leg is NDC, and they are responding to a central government that appointed them, not the local people that elected them, we are going nowhere. That's the end of my editorial. I hope that we can look at it. Send your messages.